Welcome to Wrestling is Hard, where every side is the dark side of the ring. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at hard4wrestling. Email questions and complaints at wrestlingishard@gmail.com. I'm Jim. Brandon, good week to you. Happy Election Day.
Election Day. How you doing?
I'm elected.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I am not.
Number one. I elected myself number one.
Number one wrestling podcast in Northeast Philadelphia.
The northern coast of near the Delaware River by the border with Jersey and Delaware.
I'm emailing the outline to myself as we talk. Okay.
Nice.
You want to hear about my weekend?
Sure, why not? Let's hear what you did.
Nothing too interesting, but I did go to a graduation party. And I got to finally see the people that I gifted Yellowstone to. So I had a 3 to 5 minute conversation about how good Yellowstone was. I think I did a pretty decent job of faking it. And over the course of the evening, got this same thing repeated to me, maybe I think 3 or 4 times, to the point where I had to go up to my mom and be like, hey, do you guys know Hank keeps telling the same story every other hour? You guys, like, am I breaking this guy's all-time to you guys, or is everybody aware of this at this point? And so that was a little bit awkward. I think they were aware of it. They're just kind of in the phase of ignoring it for right now. But he was a big fan of Yellowstone.
Nice. What do we have? A little dementia? Learning disability?
Yes, something like that. Something like that going on. I think the Grim Reaper's just slowly coming, and I nobody gave me a heads up. All of a sudden, I sat down next to him and heard the same thing 3 or 4 times. I was like, okay, hey, Mom.
Tells you the story, and he goes, come here, I got another story for you. Tells you the same story again.
It's I don't know, would you call, your parents were divorced. I don't know if your mother remarried. You were kids, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead. Let's try this out.
If
yeah, let's dig this hole, Brandon.
If your mom remarried when you were an adult, would you still call the guy your stepdad?
No. I'm just no. Like, Tina's not my daughter's stepmom.
What would you call him?
Tina?
Just dad's,
whatever their name
mom's
is.
Husband.
Yeah, my mother's husband.
My mother's husband. Yeah.
That's what I go with. If you're describing it to someone, like, this
My
is
mother's lover.
this is my mother's lover.
My mother's lover. Is this the same guy I met before?
Yeah.
All right.
Good guy. I just feel bad. I just feel weird saying stepdad. So
Same age as me.
grandpop was slipping a little bit there. But anyway, that was my weekend.
There you go. Step grandpop. There you go. Grandpop and law step. Chris, how was your weekend?
I worked. Smoked a turkey for the first time.
Okay.
Yesterday. Cut that motherfucker up. Made some sandwiches. It was easy. It's remarkably easy.
Flavor?
Flavor X was, a little smoky, a little tokey. This shows you I did fucking fuck all this weekend. Opened my pool today.
Nice.
Got that started because it's going to be 116 on Saturday in May because climate change is not real, and keep throwing we need to bring back plastic bags because they're so convenient that we should just throw them all and clog the sewers, and everybody in South Philly can have their house flooded. No, I got No,
we had a you mean a
few
days. We talked about wrecking up the sewers in Philly.
Mm-hmm. Wrecking.
When we were up in Easton 2 weeks ago, when he handed me a bag, I was like, what is this contraption, this plastic bag? Because we don't have them in Philly. I don't know. I'm used to it. Streets look a lot cleaner now.
We only got one kind of big plastic rat king in North Philadelphia, and that's brought to you by the Union.
Basement. Oh yeah, that's the Union rat. Chris, did you ever get up to that episode of When We Walk in the Shadows?
The Union.
Where the doll, her doll.
Goes into the rat.
So it jumps into one of those Union rats and starts running away.
Yeah.
The spirit can take over inanimate objects. Man, I was in fucking tears when that Union rat went down the street.
I think I was screaming, it's going into the rat. I know it's going into the rat. And then it went into the rat, and I still laughed at it.
The plastic
And
union
I think
rat had a TV
yeah, I think it
debut.
squeaked. Yeah, I think it squeaked too when it walked. Good stuff.
What's the show called?
What We Do in the Shadows. You don't have to have seen the movie. It's on Hulu. Highly recommend.
I thought look at this.
What are you looking at?
The picture of the rat. I thought those were specifically sold to unions. I didn't know that you could get your hands on on one of them. You had to be a union rep to even get log on to the website.
Maybe they hit whatever the union is that like the fucking movie makers union. They were like, "Hey, let me borrow your rat."
So I remember seeing an article in like some, I don't know, it was a website or maybe something on TV or something. No.
I wish.
And I don't. I need more boobs in Playboy, less articles. Where they actually like told the story of the company that made the union rat. I just don't. I mean, it's one company makes them all, I guess.
One company has a monopolization on inflatable rats and
it's probably a non-union company.
Right.
I'm trying to see how much they cost. I can't find one. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, let's get it. Be our mascot.
Just start blowing it up outside of places and not say anything arbitrarily.
Have you guys been getting a lot more spam in your phone?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been getting the nudies now.
Yeah?
Like text message?
Yeah.
Really? I haven't gotten them.
I respond to them. They keep going back and forth. It's amazing.
I get a lot of your government issued card has fraud on it.
I got that today too. Mm-hmm. It's good times. What a time to be. I always respond to all of them.
Did they ever come back at you?
Well, the nudie ones always do. They got you hooked. Like I could just bring this up and show you how long the text stream is. It's just going and going. I just keep going back with it. I keep going back and forth. I think it's hilarious.
Every time I see my dad, he shows me one of them. It's always like the female, and he thinks it's funny, but then I also think he's like, "Yo, check this out." A girl texted me.
Check out this girl.
A girl that texted me.
Like this one sends the picture, and it's like she sends a picture of her sitting. This has got some nudity in it, so I don't know if YouTube's gonna get pissed, but I'll cover the boobie up. So it's her sitting on her counter in her bathroom with like a toothbrush.
Really, you're just getting these throughout the week.
Getting it. And I responded to her when I saw that picture of her sitting near a toothbrush.
Hey, what it do?
You'll need to sanitize that surface before brushing.
Nice.
I have a good time with it, man. And apparently I'm not the only one getting the same woman. Like me and my friend have been sending our like pictures of our phones just back and forth. He's got an uncle named Armand that got injured in the war and he has to take care of him, so he can't have her over. He's got a big elaborate lie. Me, I'm just snidey. He's got this big elaborate lie. It's amazing. It's feeding time for my uncle. I can't do it right now. I love it. Keep it coming.
Feeding time.
You know, there's for every 100 people that think it's funny, there's one person that's like, yes, this is the attention I always desired. Yes, I'll give you my credit card.
One every 1,000, 10,000.
You think that's that rare?
Yeah, I think it's that rare.
I don't know. Brandon's dad would say, what's got Brandon's dad?
Well, yeah, you know, I mean, 1 in 10,000 odds playing the lottery, not that bad.
There's a large group of people that have purchased iPhones and then they never vibrate, and then every once in a while SMS comes in and they're like, oh, someone's contacted me.
Someone desires me. They desire interaction with me. Any kind. Please send me.
I did that to somebody else yesterday.
What,
on the other side, I was the bot.
Drake, you were the bot.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. You want to talk about that?
Let's talk about it.
So Drake Wirtz is holding a fundraiser down in Florida. We looked into the location, and after very, very little, something that Dave Meltzer will never do, little research, we found out that it was some MMA gym down in Florida. So Brandon, go ahead.
Yeah, I think I've said this before in the podcast. One of my favorite things to do is just a little bit of Google and not take something at face value. Type in the address for the Drake Wirtz, Florida, at the FRA headquarters. It just comes up to be an ACC combat gym in Orlando. I think somewhat famous team, UFC mixed martial arts team. So there's a phone number on there. to RSVP, and I text the phone number. I said, "Hey, is this event, or hey, is this Drake Wirtz?" And he says, "Yes, this is the campaign." Which, if any of you guys are familiar, like Jim is, with texting back with any of these automated things, they usually have a canned response with proper grammar.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't get any of that. So after a
Dude.
couple of responses, I was convinced that this is definitely just Drake Wirtz's cell phone posted on here. Trying to validate the fact that they're just hosting us out of a jiu-jitsu gym, and he wanted a name to RSVP, so I told him it was Rory Gulak will be showing up, and then that was the end of it.
That was the end of the conversation. I bet you're not the only
famous
one.
dog fucking wrestler Rory Gulak is here to support, here for the cause.
There you go, Chris. Thoughts?
I don't have any. This guy's it's just weirdness. Whenever we get into this, like with these weird people that go off the deep end on either wing of the spectrum, I just tune the fuck out. My brain doesn't even want to process it.
Control your narrative, Griff. That's all we have to do. Control our narratives. All right, you want to talk about some stuff?
Yeah, let's get
down. A bunch
down.
of news happened. Want to talk about the big one, the little one? What do you want to talk about? Brandon, you pick one.
How about Kota Ibushi? Is there any update
All right,
there?
yeah, let's talk about Kota Ibushi first. Yeah, so from what I've been seeing, we're trying to keep track. There's a couple of translators online in Japan that are translating some of his posts and responses to his posts and stuff like that. One of them is for Obari, who is, I believe his name is Obari. He's like president of New Japan Pro Wrestling or something like that. He has said, like, you know, some people, the loose translation is that some people are going through some things. It's not good to like jump on them when they're having a problem. You sit down with them, discuss the issue without mentioning any names, and hopefully we can come through with this resolution. He was posting some stuff about he missed his mom and stuff like that. I don't know. He was getting pretty personal. This is for a guy that I said was like, he rarely ever posts on social media. So, I mean, that's all we got so far. It seems like they're going to try to work it out. At least New Japan wants to. Yeah, Brandon.
I was just I brought it up because I wanted to hear, what do you think about this? Like, it sounds like we're sticking to the news piece right now. No comment, but to me, this is pretty fucking bananas. Potentially bridges burned. This could be. I guess I get nervous when I see somebody that age that's treated themselves the way Kota Ibushi's treated themselves, like emotionally freak out. Part of me is like, is this some kind of like meltdown that he's having?
Yeah.
Because he mentioned the Yakuza. Yeah. Which then spawned on another new internet rabbit hole for me. It was just searching people that comment on the actual Yakuza because they've played the Yakuza video game series. I recommend looking that up on Twitter. But
so so good. Fuck. So what I sent you guys, that was someone was being sarcastic when they said that, but it was so fucking funny that I had to send it.
There was enough.
I don't know much about the Yakuza. Well, actually, I do. I played Yakuza 6, and I know that they don't mess around. As a matter of fact, there's New Japan people in that. Is there a connection?
There's a bunch of them. I was looking on Reddit too. There's more of them on there. Just very, very funny. But yeah, I don't know. It seems like he's legitimately pissed off. I haven't heard any update. You seem like they're going to try to work it out. But the early impression that I got was that some bridges had been burned, or he crossed some lines that were not crossed to that point with any New Japan wrestler.
He changed his bio. I know that. He's no longer says he's New Japan in there. Changed his header photo on Twitter to his Ibushi or whatever the fuck his thing was called. Was it called the Ibushi Restoration Wrestling Project? Which is what he used to call it before he joined New Japan. So I don't know. I mean, it's pro wrestling, and they're all carny as shit. So enough money, and anybody will come back, I guess. Mental health is what we're worried about here, right? Don't want to see him. He isn't coming to AEW, by the way. There's no fucking way. Go ahead, Brandon.
No. Sorry to interrupt. That's what's concerning me. I'm like, Jesus, this is quite the blow up.
Chris, thoughts?
I mean, you know, I really don't have much to say other than what you guys were just talking about. I think you covered it.
All right. How about Sasha and Naomi walking out of Raw last night? Are you aware of this, Brandon?
Yes.
Chris, are you aware?
Yeah, I saw this last night and today.
You watched?
No, I didn't watch last night, but I saw it. I think you sent me something.
I did.
And
so
I kind of did a little research. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
We're not going to have any groundbreaking shit here, but just talk about it. So, I mean, obviously, this is all with a grain of salt because professional wrestling, reporters in professional wrestling, news coming out of professional wrestling isn't reliable. Sasha and Naomi talked to Vince about what was going to happen in their main event. They were in a 6-man tag match. I believe Naomi was supposed to win. Naomi was going to be a holdover feud for Becky Lynch, I believe. They didn't like it. They talked to Vince. Vince was like, oh, okay, yeah, that's fine. I'll take you, like he does with everybody. Yeah, I'll take your word for it. Then some producers came and started yelling at Sasha and Naomi. They went and tried to talk to Vince again. It didn't happen. They talked to another producer, and then they got yelled at again. And they basically just agreed to hand the titles over and go home. And there you go. Brandon, thoughts? Did I miss anything, by the way?
No, I don't think so. This is a very pro freaking out and leaving your job podcast. I think if we're one thing, we're that. So
yep.
we're all on the same page there. I didn't hear that detail about. I was wondering why they were so pissed about a match that Naomi was supposed to win, that she walked out. But at first, I think my first thought was like, geez, guys, it's a pretty good fucking paying gig for you to just freak out and not be able to do. But after about 2 minutes, I was like, good for you guys. I've definitely been there for a lot less money many a time in my life. And I think it's the only way anything's going to change is for the actual stars to start saying, fuck this, I'm not doing this. So
I guess not everybody's a yes man. Not everybody's going to be like, yeah, sure, Vince, whatever you say. Although Sasha seems like she was pretty on board with whatever Vince said anyway. I mean, she's been dealing with it for years. She's been third fiddle to Charlotte and Becky for fucking years. Like, she's one of the most talented fucking wrestlers they got. And definitely one of the most popular. And she's in fucking Star Wars, so she don't need this shit.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, Chris, thoughts?
Well, I mean, like you said, third, I wouldn't even, I mean, she belongs in, she's talented as fuck. She's great. I wouldn't even put her in them using her in like a third role, like, as a third on the ladder role, because she comes and goes and disappears and is in this and in that, and is never in a storyline that lasts, hasn't been for a while, in a storyline that really had any kind of merit to it. I mean, she has before, but recently it's just been this, like, she's just stuck in this whirlpool fucking miasma of fucking 6 and 8 man tags, and I'm gonna fight, I'm not gonna fight, I have the tag team title, I don't have the tag team title, so this is my partner, that's my partner, I like this person, I hate them now. She hasn't had a solid storyline in quite a while. So, I mean, like you said, definitely talent-wise, and, you would think when you look at her and the way that they talk about her on the show that she's, like, one of the top, but she's, like, the way they use her, they don't use her as a top talent. They use her as anybody else in there, any other, insert wrestler here, which is very strange because it seems that they leave her in that position, but at the same time, they devote a lot of time and money to entrances and to making her seem special, and then they do nothing with her, which is very odd in my eyes. What was really weird about this, and like you said, you take it all with a grain of salt, but WWE released a statement about her, which was very odd because they went into...
Also,
I have it out.
Cut you off real quick.
Yeah.
Also, twice during the show, they called them walking out unprofessional, which never happens.
It's
good.
So, I mean, okay. We talk about this often. One of the greatest things about pro wrestling is that 99% of it is absolute horseshit. That 1%.
This seems a little too strange to be a story.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That 1% that hooks you in and you say to yourself, is that fucking real? Right? Now, I agree with you, but at the same time, we've been in this weird time frame where wrestling, WWE, and the wrestlers in WWE have been manipulating social media so much that you see so much behind the scenes. I'm not saying that this is what's happening. I'm just saying, like, raising the question, is this their clunky way of trying to insert that into the storyline?
No way. This is too
Very
spontaneous.
odd. It's
WWE
very
does not
odd.
do anything this spontaneous, ever. They haven't done it in years. The only time anything spontaneous happens is when something happened.
Yeah, that's true.
Charlotte and fucking Becky Lynch almost getting in a fist fight in the ring. Nia Jax and Charlotte getting in a fist fight in the ring. Stone Cold Steve Austin walking out. Like, these things were spontaneous and they happened. They didn't talk about them anymore. This is odd. This is very strange. It seems almost vindictive. Classic Vince vindictive, where it's like, she can go. Sasha Banks can go somewhere. But maybe by him putting out, she's unprofessional. Because that's who's talking to Corey Graves. Mr. Punk Rock Corey Graves is listening to his corporate boss and saying, unprofessional. My boss told me to say unprofessional, so I'm going to say unprofessional because I'm so punk rock. This is just too weird because it seems like he's trying to hurt her chances of do anything else and come crawling back to her. She's bigger than WWE. She's in fucking Star Wars. She's bigger than WWE.
Well,
I don't know what the goal of that statement it was by WWE. But go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, it was very strange, and like I said, man, it was like, if it was, which I agree with you, Jim. I'm not saying I don't think it was. It's a work. If it was, they deserve an award for some of the shittiest writing and storytelling for the clunkiest of fucking deliveries ever on television.
We don't see it on TV. We don't see the story develop. It just happens.
And it just happened, and it was. We know WWE. They can't do anything storyline wise without fucking soaking it in gasoline, lighting it on fire, and slapping you in the face with it. So it's like, you know that's where it's him being, like you said, being like, I'll get him. But here's the thing. This is what's fucking wild. If that's the way that he's thinking or that they're thinking, you have a number of all these wrestling companies that are out there that anybody could go to and make a buck here, make a buck there, and make a lot of fucking money. Somebody like Sasha Banks pops up on a fucking indie show in 2,300 arena. That fucker sells out in 5 minutes, and she makes $20,000 to work 10 minutes. Right?
You see how much these girls can make on fucking OnlyFans by just posting pictures that we've already seen before.
Exactly.
In an hour.
But also you have all these, and then you have AEW. Just say AEW out there, any Impact out there.
There's some new stuff on there, Jim.
Any of these companies out there, do you really think if you're Vince McMahon, these companies are going to look at them and go, well, they pissed Vince off, you better not hire them? They're going to fucking, they'll be fucking killing each other to get to them.
You're not getting blackballed.
So fucking.
That's what I don't get.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Brandon.
And then Corey Graves, Mr. Punk Rock, like you said. Fuck him. I fucking hate that dude.
Yeah.
Brandon, good.
My read on this was like, one, it is unprofessional to walk out. I'm okay with it. I think it was probably justified, but it is. Vince had that as an impulse reaction to like, well, you crossed the line that we're not okay with other people feeling comfortable crossing. So we're going to have a staunch, hard response to this. But I don't know what that response does. To Chris's point, it doesn't do anything back.
Right.
My initial reaction, which went away in 2 minutes, where I was like, why the fuck would you leave a show over a booking decision? There has to be so much more to this than that. That's what I have no feel for, and I'm curious about, because there's just no way that these two adults would walk out about like some kind of simple plot line.
I wasn't allowed to win.
Conflict.
That doesn't make sense.
Or I was, but in like where the story was going.
That
like this was
sense.
bigger than anything that was addressed within what we have right now.
Right. And it doesn't help when you're people who don't make the company any money, as opposed to Sasha and Naomi, who are selling merch. You got these half-wit fucking former Carney pro wrestlers in your face telling you that you need to do it because blah, 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 blah. It's like, fuck you, Michael Hayes, or whoever the fuck little shit is yelling in your face. Get the hell out of here. Fuck you. I don't have to listen to this bullshit. Middle management bullshit. I quit. Rip your fucking smock off, Sasha. Walk
Can
out.
I? Yeah. So think about it this way. Like, all right, so we talked about this before. I mean, how many times I've heard interviews of people on SNL that have said the same thing, where it's like, you want to get in and talk to Lorne Michaels, you want to get in and talk to Vince McMahon, and you have these writers and producers that are fucking, this dude is 100% available to you, but we're going to use our fucking like little petty ways to fucking block your way and fucking get you every time you turn around. We're going to make sure we write you out of this thing and write you out of that thing. And eventually, I'm sure this has been going on with these. Look, it's not good when you have two people of superstar level, because just like Sasha Banks could sell out any small little place in 5 minutes, I'm fairly sure that Naomi could sell it out in 6, right? So you not only do you have these issues that are coming up and coming up and coming up, then you take the people that you have these issues that are constantly dealing with this shit, and you stick them in a car with one another for 6 fucking hours as they drive to another town. And what do they start doing? They start going, what the they do. The entire ride is them fucking moaning about this shit.
Yep.
Then eventually they go, what the fuck are we doing?
Gonna go work for Freddie Prinze Jr. and his new company.
Yep.
Fuck yeah. Brandon, did you know Freddie Prinze Jr. used to be a writer for WWE?
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Yes, he was.
Go ahead, Brandon.
You even alluded to it, Chris, and while all the pomp and circumstance for Sasha Banks, but they don't put her in the top spot. And this is the post Shawn Michaels Vince. It's that WWE is the entity. The wrestlers aren't the entity. He doesn't want anyone to get too big. Everyone has to be under his thumb. So this is complete conjecture, but I'm imagining Sasha Banks isn't cool with that, nor would any reasonable, successful wrestler be. So this was probably the blow off of something that was a long time coming. That's how I see things.
Yeah. She's been talking about it for a while. If you go, I think she was on Broken Skull Challenge or Broken Skull Sessions. She talks about something similar to this. She's been on other things where she's saying, like, I used to be happy to be here. Now I know that I'm marketable and I am worth something and I want to be treated a certain way. Maybe she's not. Maybe she's upset more about Naomi's fucking situation. She's like, I'm sticking by you. Maybe Naomi, I mean, this is complete conjecture. Maybe Naomi wanted to walk out. She's like, I'm sick and tired of this bullshit. Sasha's like, you're my buddy. I'm walking out with you. They'll listen to me. They're not going to listen to you. It's possible. I don't know. We'll never know. She'll either show up next week like nothing happened, or we'll get her on fucking Jericho moaning. She's the Joker.
No, I was going to say, let me just add this real quick, because Brandon touched on it earlier, and this actually happened to me one time. So Brandon touched on it, like walking out is very unprofessional, right? But fuck it, if you got to walk out, you got to walk out. So I had a friend, I'm bartending one night, and a regular is in there. It's only me, him, and one of the other bartenders who's not working that night. I'm closing up. And he's like, man, I'm dreading going to work tomorrow. I got to quit. And I didn't have time to give him notice. And the other bartender that was in, was an older guy, right? He doesn't work there anymore. He's retired now. But at this time, he's like in his mid-60s. And he goes, why do you got to give him 2 weeks notice? If they wanted you gone, you'd walk in there and they'd look at you and they'd say, get your shit and get the fuck out. It doesn't, sure, in the work environment, that doesn't go both ways. You're expected to give notice and be professional, but if you walk in there and they don't want you anymore, you're fucking fired that day. So I don't give a shit. Good for them. They walk the fuck out. Is it unprofessional? Professional? Is it? I mean, it's not like they're stuck. They got 8 billion people working for them. It's not like you're working at a place and there's 5 guys and now you got all these shifts to fill and you don't have enough fucking people to do it. Fucking let them go. I'm glad.
Yeah, it's not like
good
you have
for
insurance
them.
Or anything.
Yeah, it's not like your insurance.
Like you're not worried about that. That's
you got a 401 fucking K or a retirement plan. Get the fuck out of here.
It's all leverage. That's all that it is. You give 2 weeks because you have no leverage and you want them to say something nice about you to the next person, which isn't even a fucking real thing anymore. You can just in the professional world, like LinkedIn is a big thing. You could just fucking make up what your job was, post it on LinkedIn, and then just send a resume out, get a new one.
And they're not allowed to say anything bad about you.
They're not.
Right.
They're not. And then the other thing is it's the situation. I know people have been in the situation where they get called in the office to get fired and they basically get berated for 20 minutes. And at the end of getting berated, they get told, okay, we're not going to need you anymore. Like, you could have started with this.
Oh, you mean me?
Oh, yeah. I didn't, but yeah.
I just watched
You
500
told
people
that
get
story
fired.
of listening to me get fired. What's that? Right?
Oh, that's right.
I just had 500 people get fired that found out the night before via news article that they were going to be fired, or that there was a massive. It doesn't like they certainly do not care. The most important thing, I think, just to close from my end here, is I don't think this is that big of a deal.
I don't think so either.
Like within the pro wrestling world, I get why it is, but cool. Somebody that was sick of working somewhere decided they don't want to be there anymore. Good for them. Like onward.
Sasha and Naomi they weren't like really in a major storyline anyway. They were members of this 6-man tag match that they weren't really going to be involved in. I don't think. Maybe Naomi was going to be coming out of it, but did anybody really believe she was going to win?
Right, exactly. Like I ask myself the question all the time. Like once you have enough money, these famous people, once you have enough money where you don't have to work anymore, how the fuck do these people keep working?
I don't get it.
And so it's good to see someone just, not that Sasha Banks is stopping working, but it's like, if you have $3 million in the bank, why are you ever doing anything you don't feel like doing again?
Right.
So, I mean, they are going out there. Like all of them are going out there and they're creating something from nothing, right? Like they're going out there and they're performing. It's what they wanted to do their whole lives. It's an art to them. And you want to perform your art, right? And that's why, I mean, I can understand. You make money, you got a lot of money. And you're right. You're 100% correct here. You're making a lot of money, but people also say, well, you're getting paid a lot of money. What do you care? Because that,
it's not everything.
That's some fucking, like, you think of every fucking rock star that's going off the fucking deep end, and what do they say? Oh, it was great. I was in the stadium and I had fucking 20,000 people screaming my name and it was fantastic. And then it ended and I went back to the hotel room and I was alone.
Right.
It doesn't matter. So, I mean, when you're not being able to perform the thing or create the thing that you've worked your whole life to create because somebody else is telling you can't do it, and there's options, go take the options.
Unless you're Kevin
That's
Nash.
what I meant. Sorry, I didn't mean to say she doesn't like wrestling. I mean, I just meant, hey, if WWE isn't doing what you feel like doing, fucking leave. That's what they did. Good for them.
Chase your happiness. It's out there. Not AEW though. You'll get less TV time. Sasha Banks is the Joker. Next week she'll be on Dark against the Opera Lady.
Would it be fair to say that she's controlling her narrative?
She is controlling her narrative, and she's also anti-vax, so maybe she'll be in control your narrative. Gargano's left WWE. Are you excited to see them in AEW, Brandon?
No.
Yeah, this is
the NXT
rhetorical.
guys have sucked.
Yeah. Sorry, I was adjusting my table. Chris, your thoughts?
This will push AEW further into the place where I don't want AEW to be pushed into.
I don't want.
This is the
dude. Don't be the Joker. Not that I really care about the men's Joker. It doesn't matter, but come on, man. I don't want Gargano.
We don't need a Gargano.
No, we have Garganos. We have the fucking.
That's all they got
Order.
is a Gargano.
The Dark Order is a bunch of Garganos.
Yeah, right.
I don't need another Gargano.
Fuck that, man. Like this is so like this is if he was to go to AEW, we don't know what he's going to do, right? Because this guy is like it was.
And Candice LeRae, I mean, just to clear this up, she just had a baby. I know there's some fucking nerds out there that are like, she's a Joker. She's a Joker. There's no fucking way she's ready to get in the ring yet.
They're if you ever read, I remember when he first came into WWE and I read an article about him. I mean, this dude, his life is the indies. He's the indie darling. Now he'll go over great with AEW, but I mean, to the same fucking group of people that watch every week. It's not like he's going to bring anybody new in. And he's I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if that guy just goes nowhere and just goes back to being the indie guy.
He is going nowhere.
He is nothing, going nowhere.
He's nowhere. More news. Any final thoughts on that, Brandon?
No, sir.
More news. Ric Flair officially getting back in the ring. Where's the show? Chris, you're a big fan of this. You were on his Instagram today, giving positive notes and encourage it.
Yeah, I think somebody got back at me too, which was pretty good. Where is he going? Let's see. Hold on. Whoa, let's turn that down. So, all right. So I'm trying to. It's July 31st in Nashville.
Okay, we're going.
He's asking who his last match should be against. And the video he puts up is him against Ricky fucking Morton. Between the two of them, it's 360 years old.
Right.
360 years on this planet between the two of them. Ricky Morton has got like old person jaw chew thing going where he's like, like, I mean, but if you'd like to know, listeners, what my comments,
all right, that's it. Hold on. Let me read. Okay. I'll be Ric Flair. So on his post, who should be my last match? He does all capitals at the beginning of all of his words. Who should I take to school on July 31st in Nashville? Woo! RicFlair'sLastMatch.com. So, Chris, what positive things did you...
Well, the first one I said was the Angel of Death. He should wrestle.
Right. You got a response. I'll be the response.
Yeah, okay.
Flair already put the Angel of Death in a figure 4 leg lock once.
Who liked it? Let's see who liked it. Oh, Stej liked that comment.
Stej Bosnack.
Yeah, he liked it.
Any more positive?
Yeah, the other one, my other response, because I didn't think that had enough juice. So my second response was he should wrestle Dignity.
There you go. Anything else you had?
Yes. I had another one. I had another brainstormed a few hours later. Crippling dementia was the opponent for his last match.
There you go.
Yeah. So
there you go. So we're not going to see Ric Flair?
I just submitted, for tickets.
You just signed in for tickets?
RicFlair'sLastMatch.com.
My last.
How much are the tickets?
It doesn't. It's funny. You can't even buy them. If you click get tickets, I had to give my email and phone number and then check what I'm interested in. So there's weekend passes, day passes, meet and greets, Ric Flair's last match, and then what intrigues me, the roast of Ric Flair.
Nice. Flair's so old. He had heart attacks and broke up his wife, throw his dick. His dick's so big.
Should I try it? Should I send in a video and try it? Chris, you need to try out to get on the dais for the roast of Ric Flair.
Oh my God.
No, I don't.
No, come on, do it.
All right, so I'll go. Let's hold on. I got a few Ric Flair jokes. We'll throw them out at you.
Okay, here we
go.
You
ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Number one.
Listen, I love this. This is fucking David Letterman. Let's go. Here we go.
I wrote this yesterday. Number one joke.
Here we go.
Ric Flair's so old that when he talks, he sounds like this. All right, that's the first one.
Okay, next. This is good stuff.
I gotta get
you're starting off strong. There you go.
Ric Flair has lost so much blood cutting his head open that when he talks, he sounds like.
Okay, so I can see where this is going. Okay, we got one more for a triumvirate.
Yeah. This is it. Ric Flair has been such a shitty father that his daughter kind of hates him in real life.
There you go. There
you go.
That's hard. That's hard.
It's hard. And then he goes, and starts gigging himself and doing that thing when Triple H beat him up and he was slapping his head the next night. One of the worst videos in professional wrestling history. When Ric Flair starts busting open his cuts from the night before
with his own knuckle.
Fuck him.
Quality stuff.
Where's my
Chris,
sweatshirt?
Good job.
I want to put it on.
Good job. Round of applause for Chris. Put some work in. He made those up last night, apparently.
I wrote them all day today. I was writing jokes
all day.
There you go. Good job. There you go.
Damn, he's funny. I was just laying. I was like 1 o'clock in the morning. I was on the couch. I think I watched that video and I was just started laughing. I was just to myself. I was just going, Nate.
Can you think about this? If one of the guys got on the dais and was like, what can I say about Ric Flair? He's a shitty dad and his kids hate him. Thank you. Good night.
The whole place like,
what can I say about Ric Flair?
You disrespect a shitty father whose kids hate him. How dare you do it?
What can I say about Mr. Flair down there?
But it hasn't been said before.
How
about this? I love you, Dad.
Your son's dead.
I love you, Dad.
Thanks for being there, Dad.
Just
I'm gonna wear my
It's something that's never been said before. Happy birthday, Dad, from his dead son today. Thank you, and good night.
And then run out like Kramer.
Yeah, a bunch of 70-year-old men are gonna come chasing after you. The ghost of fucking Harley Race. Come wheeling after you.
It's as bad of a decision as someone could make. The guy's fucking 70 years old. It should have been over long ago. I love that he just won't fucking let it go.
Nope. Well, not everybody's Fujinami. Fujinami actually looks kind of good there.
Wait a minute. You know that he's coming out in the fucking robe and the tights. He's not like
he's fake getting beat up in his red ass underwear.
Yeah, he's gonna come out in his red
bodied 70-year-old man.
It's tits.
You know what we see? You see it. Fujiwara coming out. Fujinami coming out. Koshinaka, who is not even that old, they come out. They look so old. And Flair, who just got over having his second heart attack, I think.
He almost died.
He almost died.
Cracked his ribs open. Anymore.
It's okay if you give it you cardio. Here's a video of me on a fucking rowing machine. Like, yeah.
I love that we hate him. That I love him. I love him.
I'm not even sure that I hate him.
I don't hate him.
No, I don't hate him. I mean, I say it. You're gonna get sick of it. I say it so much. It's just that for so long he's been this fucking guy that you can't even remember when he was good. He's been this fucking mess for like 20 years.
He's done some terrible things. We do
How long ago was when he got kicked by Shawn Michaels? Shawn Michaels, who the Lord should take that man.
He took one of his eyes. To heaven. He took one of his straight eyes. He's like, "Dear Lord," this is Shawn Michaels, by the way. "Dear Lord," because apparently he's from Texas, which I didn't know until he said he started saying he was from Texas. "Dear Lord, I've done some terrible things. Sonny is a drunk because of me." And you killed some people. Sean Stasiak? No, that's not Sean Stasiak. Who's the guy who died? Sonny's boyfriend. Chris Candido killed himself as well. He died. Drugs. I screwed over so many people, Lord. How can I be saved? Sean.
I knew it's coming.
This is God. The only way for you to achieve penance is for me to take one of your straight eyes. Okay, Lord, thank you. And then his eye went one. There you go. I was there. I saw it all. That's in the tell-all book. How God took my eyes. The redemption of Shawn Michaels.
An eye for an eye.
Truly.
And also, we haven't mentioned this yet, but we actually get the chance for like Ric Flair's entire torso to compress, and his head goes all the way down to his hips.
Slink. He's going to slink up on us.
He went from 0% probability to like a 5% probability. That's huge.
What if he comes into the ring like Sting?
Nothing funnier could fucking happen than if he takes like one suplex and just like Paul Orndorff explodes.
Oh my God. In 10 years from now, we'll be doing the podcast still. Well, we do the podcast in 10 years. We'll have 27 listeners, and we'll do a throwback to the time Ric Flair died in the ring.
Yeah. Here's one of our best rated. We got 30 listeners on this episode. It's one of the most listened to episodes. Here's Ric Flair dying when we talk about Ric Flair dying. It's an hour of us just hysterics about Ric Flair dying. Does it make it bad, people? Guess we're bad.
Yeah, it does. Who cares?
Him a bad person.
Anything else? Anything else going on in the news that we need to talk about?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so. We'll talk about Stardom stuff when the show comes up because we're running a little long already. Let's talk about AEW. So there was some standout stuff. I guess this was a pretty damn good episode of AEW, except for, well, no, I think Rampage was bad. Okay, let's talk about some stuff. How about Danhausen getting beaten in like 15 seconds? That was amazing. Brendan. I'm going to lead off with Danhausen.
Yeah, I guess it was amazing. I hate Danhausen deeply. He's so unfunny. He makes almost everything unfunny. He removes the ability to laugh from my human form by how brutal he is. But that sets up this hook house, and I just hate his guts. I hate his guts. But I guess it sets up this match now where it's like Hook and Tony Nese, who squashed somebody, against Tony Nese's manager and a guy that lost in 15 seconds. So
yeah, good stuff. Chris, thoughts?
Next. Brandon nailed it. Next. Yeah, you nailed it. I don't give a shit.
All right. CM Punk coming out in a John Tavares jersey in fucking New York, the Islanders Stadium. And who's the masked man? The announcer?
Excalibur.
Having no idea anything about hockey and saying, he's trying to win the local fans over in this Islanders jersey.
Dude, what the fuck, dude? It's like you don't even know when your fucking wrestler's working heel.
Brandon, thoughts?
I was having flashbacks of when Excalibur was doing his mixed martial arts analysis. Like, this guy has no fucking clue about anything except for what he was supposed to know for the TV show, but apparently he doesn't even know that.
Chris?
No, I got nothing. I mean, good match.
Was it?
Here's the thing. I thought about this. I'll just say it real quick because who knows when it's going to come up again. It's been kind of swirling around the back of my head. I think John Silver is the only person, when they fire the entire Dark Order because they don't use them for anything, he's the only person you keep. Because he can always make people laugh and make people happy. You can even, at some point, for a short, silly period of time, put the AEW championship on that goofball for like 3 weeks until he loses it, or like win one night, lose it on Friday, whatever. It works. People like him, but but other than that, fucking Dark Order. Who gives a shit?
He does remind me real quick of that adage I always think in my head, like make the most of your TV time.
Yeah, he does.
Oh, yeah, he nails it.
He's squealing, he's flexing, he's flopping all over the place.
He knows he's silly looking, and he fucking just leans right into it.
Jericho Appreciation Society comes out. They do a victory speech, and then the Combat Club come out. And this is pretty good. I thought this was pretty good. Brandon? I think I liked it because William Regal punched somebody. That's why it was.
He hit Jericho right in the mouth.
He punched him in the mouth.
Yeah.
About pissing in his tea.
Maybe it's paybacks for pissing in his tea.
2000 or whatever.
So good. That was was that X7, Chris?
Oh, I don't remember.
I think it was. I think it was the ladder match, WrestleMania. Well, the lead up to it. That was the feud. That was the boiling point of the feud. Go ahead, Brandon.
If this is what they do for the Double or Nothing, I don't know if that's set yet. The Jericho Appreciation Society versus Blackpool Combat Club, and or Eddie Kingston and them. I like all of these guys working together. They're kind of coming up with something quickly here. I guess Wheeler Yuta's leaving for New Japan soon, right? So
he's already there. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the
Super J Cup.
The numbers. Is that 5
Super J Cup is happening now?
That's 5-on-5.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that would be a perfect middle of the show 5-on-5.
I did like the continuity of you wondered if what's his name, Moxley was still buddies with Eddie Kingston, and then when they fought together, so they're still friends. I like it. Keep the continuity going. They haven't been on screen together in like months. Go ahead, Chris.
It just dawned on me. So 5-on-5, Jericho Appreciation Society, Kingston, Proud and Powerful, and then the Blackpool Combat Club. It is Double or Nothing, Stadium Stampede.
Stadium Stampede match.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm into it. I'm not there.
Yeah.
On TV.
Where
is it? I'll look.
It's in Vegas.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It would have been in Vegas last year, but it was
Vegas
COVID.
Stadium.
Yeah. So they'll do Stadium Stampede in Vegas.
I don't know if they will. I don't know. We'll see. I feel like it makes less and less sense the farther away from March of 2020 we get.
Well, remember that Stadium Stampede 2. And the only reason I'm saying this is because 2021 they did Stadium Stampede
3
in Jacksonville, right?
And then again next year.
No. I mean, I'm going backwards. So last year they did it in Jacksonville, and the year before they did it as well. That's when Hangman had the horse.
Right.
So you have those two. The only reason I'm saying this is because you got 5-on-5 and it's double or nothing. And it's now we've done it 2 years in a row. Why not make it the tradition of double or nothing? That's all. That's why I'm saying it. I don't know that they're going to do it.
Seems to line up that way.
Yeah, it's just
things
are lining up.
It hasn't changed since we talked about it last week. We still have the 2 title matches, men's and women's. And there's a pre-show match of Hook and Danhausen versus Nice and Smart Mark Sterling. That's a pre-show match, though.
That's perfect place to put that.
They only have listed 2 other matches, but I would imagine there would be 3 other. There'd be 5 total. A couple of pre-show matches. We'll see.
Danhausen makes me want to fucking just close my laptop and act like pro wrestling never existed.
Go home.
Danhausen. I'm done. I'm Dunhausen. That's what Brandon says when he slams it. Dunhausen goes upstairs.
Tony Storm versus Jamie Hayter for the Owen Hart tournament. We'll talk about the Owen Hart tournament in a minute. Damn good match, Brandon.
Sorry, which match? I was literally just thinking about how much I hate Danhausen. I didn't completely tuned you out.
Tony Storm versus Jamie Hayter. A lot of honey in this match.
This was a honey filled. It was a lot of good. I mean, I think Jamie Hayter's brewing towards something here. Once she separates from Britt Baker, that's pretty much all that I fucking got on it.
Chris?
Yeah, same thing. Good match. It's almost like Jamie Hayter just loves to take pins in AEW. But whatever. I mean,
she's good though.
She is good. And heinies.
Lots of heinies.
Not a problem with that.
Nope. I'll never complain. Let's see. We're going to talk about definitely not the main event of Rampage, because I'll tell you, nothing makes me not give a shit more in a match than fucking Scorpio Sky. I do not give a fuck about that dude. Brandon, thoughts?
Agreed. Scorpio Sky will put you to fucking sleep.
Chris?
So wait, you're saying Scorpio Sky will put you to sleep, but the addition of Frankie Kazarian didn't counteract that? Fuck it.
Okay. Oh, yo, fucking Bleacher Report gave it an A-.
That's great.
He sat there and watched it. Probably must have been a great technical. Yeah, as soon as I saw it was the main event, I was like, oh, I don't have to watch the main event this week. That's great.
Not Bleacher Report, not Bleacher Report, not owned by Time Warner.
Right. Anything else we want to talk about? Riho and Ruby Soho. Very good match. Karashida is not going to be in, so this is another weird thing. Karashida is wrestling in Japan. She announced she was coming back. She was in the tournament. Then AEW announced that she's injured. She kind of put out, I'm not really injured or something. And then they had to be like, oh, yeah, you are injured. And then they came up with some story where she couldn't make her second physical, so she's not going to be back. I don't fucking know. But anyway, she's not in it. Chris Statlander's replacing her. Ruby Soho beats Riho, and then we get Chris Statlander versus I guess. I don't fucking know what the hell's going on here. Brandon, thoughts?
Let us inform you of what's happening this week in wrestling with, I don't know what the fuck's going on here. Thanks for listening.
Oh, no. That's right. They did a promo with, I totally got lost. A promo with the giant woman. Satnam? Who? Satnam Singh? No. Jade Cargill. And she had her ladies out, and Jade Cargill looks like a fucking $1,000,000. And holy shit, fucking the other girl, the girl from TNA, man. I think she's my number one now. Number one crush on a professional wrestler. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, you're talking about Kiera Hogan.
Oh my God, that woman's so.
Yeah, she's quite lovely.
Yeah,
and also it doesn't hurt when Jade Cargill wears a skin tight dress that is the exact same shade as her skin color, and you think she's naked for the first 5 seconds. I was like, what? I was on my TV like, what? Oh, what? Oh my God. Oh, I'm like, I'm looking under it. I'm trying to catch angles for my TV. Maybe I can see something.
So anyway, back to the storyline. So Red Velvet Cake was like, yeah, I don't have to face anybody. I get a bye. And then because Hikaru Shida's not going to be there. And then Chris Statlander came out. And Chris Statlander wears black now, and she's mean.
Good.
Brandon, thoughts?
Yeah, I thought the Ruby Soho Riho match was really good. I'll go back to that one. I could see Ruby Soho winning this whole thing. I feel like where they're at right now, they brought Ruby in. They're like, well, we're not fucking, you're not going to be the champion right away, but we'll give you this Owen Hart Classic that we're going to make a big deal. I thought that was really entertaining, though. Jade Cargill, I'm interested. I noticed over time she's like fucking less and less interested in smart Mark Sterling, so they have something in mind as to who's going to be this manager. I'm curious who it's going to be because I feel like there's huge potential there. Jade Cargill fucking rules, and if you go plus there instead of plus minus with the Jade Cargill manager relationship, that could set her AEW career off. So I heard somebody, I was listening to some other fucking podcast there, said Malcolm Bivens from NXT, and I was like, that'd be funny.
Well. Yeah, I don't know what the non-compete or whatever is. That would be.
And
she doesn't really need
usually.
one. I mean, she's great on the mic, but go ahead, Chris.
No, I was just gonna say it's usually 90.
What's that?
It's usually 90. 90
Which
days.
volleyball guys been doing 90.
That's it's always been 90 days.
90
yeah.
days. That's right.
Yeah.
He's been fired for a while. So it's 90 days. Thoughts on this?
Also, you say what's his name? Malcolm Bivens, right?
Yes.
Have a. I like the idea. Finally, in professional wrestling, maybe let's just speculate that it would be Malcolm Bivens. Then you finally have a powerhouse African American woman kicking everybody's ass with an African American man helping her out, not some sleazy white dude having to shove his face in there. No, fucking, what's his name? Smart Mark Sterling,
attorney. Yeah.
Yeah, well, we have a black woman and she's like kind of the face of our division, but we got to get a white guy in there. So now, fuck that. Get him out. Put another black person in there and make them the fucking face of your goddamn division. Give me some diversity for once, you cunts.
They're doing a good job of it, though.
Yeah, they are.
I must have listened.
Yeah, and it's not that I think Jade Cargill is bad, but I love when like the massive wrestler has the manager. I just think that works very well when it does work well. When it's Vicky Guerrero and Nyla Jax, you go backwards. But
right,
if Jade Cargill had somebody fucking hilarious, Nyla Rose. I apologize. If Jade Cargill had somebody fucking hilarious with her, that would become like the most interesting thing to me on the show.
Yeah. It would.
Well, it also sets up when you have, because she's essentially a giant, right? I mean, we can agree she's a giant. And you have giants. Giants are very hard to get heat on. They're very hard to make sympathetic baby faces out of them, which is kind of what you need to make a really good story work. So you have to saddle them with somebody or hook them up with somebody. A lot of times, it's good to hook them up with a manager because then the manager could fucking turn on them. And now they're all of a sudden the one that's been manipulated. And then you could start, because we all know you don't have to be bigger than somebody to bully the shit out of them. So, I don't know. It's like you said, it works. It works. Give them a sleazeball, and then there's your out later on into turning them into a baby face.
Now let's talk about the Owen Cup tournament we'll get going on now. So we got Britt Baker, DMD versus the Joker. Winner faces Tony Storm in the.
It's Candice LeRae.
Who do we think the Joker is, Brandon?
Apparently it's Candice LeRae. I don't know. I was doing no research on this one. I'm like, let's see if I can surprise myself
Chris,
one time.
Who do you think it is?
Who would the Joker be? I don't know.
I'm saying Makito.
Ah, okay. Do you think
They have
DMD?
history, too.
You think DMD gets the boot immediately in this?
I think she loses to Makito.
Yeah, I think she should get the boot. Top of the card, heel in the women's division should not go deep into this. Just give her the boot, and then because you have a million things you can do with her.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody screws up. Maybe Jamie Hayter screws up trying to interfere. Who knows? I don't know. So Ruby Soho beat Riho. So the winner of Red Velvet Cake and Chris Statlander face Ruby Soho. Brandon, who you got?
Statlander.
Mm-hmm. Chris?
Yeah, I'm going to go Statskis all the way.
I think it seems like we're getting Tony Storm versus Ruby Soho in the final. Right?
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah.
It makes sense. Yeah, totally does. There you go. Crack analysis.
The real question is, Does Tony Storm
Yes.
break out the Rob Halford hat for the
I
finals?
was wondering where her tiny little hat is.
I like the tiny one, the big motorcycle.
Oh yeah, the
leather
big one. I like
bondage
remember
hat.
the tiny one.
Yeah, she used to wear the little hat, but she lost that years ago.
You remind me of it with Chris Statlander. To derail this real quickly, they put out footage of the AEW video game that's coming out at some point this year, and it was Chris Statlander was the footage that they showed. So at some point, I'm going to get both of these video games and just dump like 40 hours, 20 hours a piece into them and come back with a review for you guys. So It's not that we're ignoring the WWE 2K22 success, which apparently it's doing very well. But, I'm gonna have to do a compare and contrast.
I've seen some of the Create Your Wrestlers that are out there. They're fucking awesome.
I almost got it because we were talking about Create Your Wrestler. I don't know what made me think because I made a wrestler of somebody. I'm not going to talk about them, but I made a wrestler of somebody. Jim will know who I'm talking about. He had white pants on with mud all over them.
There you go.
And
we knew a guy, so let's just tell a story. So we knew a guy when we were teenagers. We were going down, keg parties. We were going into the woods for this keg party. We show up with this guy, and he's got white denim on. So we tell him, like, dude, we're going in the woods. Why are you wearing white denim? He had white denim on, and he had like a Penn State varsity jacket. You know what I mean?
Sweet.
Big Penn State logo, I think, on the back.
Eddie Savitz and Jerry just gave it to him.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So that's how I got the shit all over his white pants. So so he just gets distracted at a tanning salon by this hot girl working at a tanning salon. So he's like, "Oh, I'll meet you down there." We're like, "Dude, it's gonna be dark out there, man. You better go with us, man. You can always no, I'll meet you down there." So we go down in the woods. We're drinking beers. We got a fire going. We're having a good old time. We hear someone like screaming in the woods, like a distressed help kind of scream.
It was WD.
He shows up. His white denim is all mudded up and destroyed. We were like, "Dude, you can stick around." No, I'm going. He went home. I'm going home. He has to walk you out. Yeah, walked him out to the bus stop and he left. There you go.
So
we don't know what happened to his denim.
So I'll find out.
Chupacabra.
So to his credit, let's give him some credit. The attractive woman at the tanning salon got her number.
Very good.
And he was walking. He walked past where he was supposed to cross the creek. He saw the fire, tried to cross the creek, stepped down, got his foot tangled in some roots and was tangled by his foot in the mud. Oh, God. I can only imagine. But I did see a still of Indy Hartwell from the new WWE, and it looks fucking amazing.
Yeah, that looks really cool. I saw that.
Yeah.
It's like freakishly real. So what I'm going to do is usually around the holidays, it could be end of the year. I'll have like 10 days off. Probably WWE be $29, hopefully $19.99 at Target. Pick both of them up. Dump some significant time into it, but
nice. I just want to play as Fukigen Death. All right, let's move on to the men's tournament. Samoa Joe is facing the Joker. Do we care who the Joker is? Brandon, who's the Joker? Fucking care. I don't care about the men's tournament.
They got to stop.
Fuck do I care?
They got to stop with the fucking who's it going to be?
Well, it is. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but it is double or nothing. Everything's casino based.
Oh, right. Yeah, but still, Brandon's point, like,
enough.
You need a surprise for it. Just work on the guys you have.
Right.
Who do you think Joker is, Brandon?
Paul White. Bring him out. Woo.
Don't say stupid shit when I'm trying to drink water. Chris?
Claudio Castagnoli.
Oh, good guess. I also agree. I think it's good old Cesaro is showing up.
The only question is, will he or will he not be? Ah, shit, I blew it.
Be what?
A vampire.
A vampire?
Yes. Wasn't Claudio Castagnoli a vampire when he was in Chikara?
I don't know. Was he? I knew he was one of the ice cream men.
Certain that Claudio Castagnoli.
So the winner of that match faces Ray Phoenix versus Kyle O'Reilly. Then we got Adam Cole and Jeff Hardy. Or Jeff Hardy is in the final. Oh,
Claudio Castagnoli. Vampire. I have come to take over the AEW. Not for titles, but for love
and blood.
And blood. For eternal life is not the gift, but the curse.
That was working for WWE, apparently.
All right. Hopefully it's a Dracula.
Yeah, I hope it's Dracula. Good.
Not Dracula. Dragula. It's a Dragula. He comes in Grandpa's car.
Digging through
he's burning bitches and turning ditches and all kinds of shit.
Slamming with the witches. I don't give a shit about any of this. Adam Cole versus Jeff Hardy at the other side.
Who gives a fuck, man?
We didn't even talk about Darby Allin and Jeff Hardy. So
suicide
fucking
match.
crazy ass match. But dude, I decided not to skip through picture in picture during this match. And the commercials break was so long in setting up the ladder that it was just like Darby Allin walking back and forth. I think it was Darby Allin walking back and forth in the ring while the other guy was like pretending to be hurt. Imagine being there live. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Can I just say that?
Yes, you can.
There was a formula in professional wrestling. You went to commercial, nothing happened really in the commercial break, or you'd switch who was on offense and who was on defense, but it was never anything important, and everything was fine. Maybe you had more commercial breaks, but they were much shorter. There is nobody who can successfully watch wrestling in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen while 95% of the screen is occupied by some dude delivering his own pizza, jumping through sprinklers, and trying to get $3 off his next order at Domino's. You can't do it. It's fucking impossible. And because they do this and they run picture in picture, the commercials are like a minute and a half longer. It's
long.
Fucking horrendous. Just go back to the regular way of doing it. You're watching TV. You do it with sports games.
Right.
At what point, if you're a sports fan, Brandon, Bleeds Green here, you're watching the Eagles, the commercial comes on. Do you turn them off? Or do you go take a piss, grab something else to drink, come back to your couch? Apparently he goes, he drinks that drink so fast he loses his voice.
His voice is gone.
I
will answer for him.
I do not flip channels. I just vacate the space.
Yeah, you vacate the space. So who are we doing favors for here? Because there can't be any ad money to be made on TV. All that shit's made in 2 seconds in front of the YouTube video you want to fucking watch anymore. Like, what the fuck?
I'm trying to think of the TV show that's it's like drug dealing family and
it's it had Alan Barkin in it. It is Wild Animal Kingdom.
Animal Kingdom. The one guy looks like this.
Mm-hmm.
All the time. Butt lips. And I realized he was one of the teenagers in the movie The Faculty. Do you remember The Faculty?
Oh God, the oldest brother was in that movie. Is that the one where Pam Grier's like, yeah?
No,
it's Stacy Keach.
That's Class of 1999, I believe, or something like that. No, The Faculty is like space worms go into your brain and control the whole school. And the only way to fight it is to take Josh Hartnett's drugs, which he said sells in empty pens that he creates. It's insane. I love that movie. But the oldest brother is in that. He's like the football player.
I see him here. I'm looking at him in the back now. When I look at the images, he's in the back of the.
All right, we're gonna do a watch along with The Faculty. There's no wrestlers in it though.
Hold on. If you're watching on YouTube, I'll see if I can just show you.
No, that's all bleached out. That's all bleached out.
I'm
good.
Sorry.
Look up The Faculty.
Guys.
There you go. So there you go. That's how excited we are about the men's bracket in this tournament. So there you go. Anything else you guys want to talk about?
Versus Adam Cole.
Yeah, Adam Cole and Jeff Hardy. Excited
I do want to say that you should watch the movie where the robot teachers beat the kids up. It's a fucking masterpiece.
It's Class of 1999, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it is Class 1999.
Yep. All right, so like I said, we don't know much more about the pay-per-view. It's in 2 weeks. Martha Hart was on TV a bunch of times. I'm trying to think of anything else I wanted to talk about. Okay, so I'm watching Yuka Sakazaki versus Riho from 2 weeks ago, I believe it was. And it wasn't, there's people complain about the referees in AEW, and I mean, whatever. It's the referees, whatever. But they are, and now after watching two people that don't usually, well, I guess Riho kind of still works with referees in AEW, but they are in the way a lot. Physically in the way. Where I saw the talent, it was not just on this match, but it was also the Danhausen 15-second match where Yuka Sakazaki and Tony Nese at one point had to push the referee out of the way to do their stuff. And I find it absolutely fucking obnoxious. Now that I've seen it and noticed it, and now the talent is getting in the way of the moves and stuff, it's kind of, I'm at a point where I can't go back now. And it's really fucking distracting me. Brandon, are you having this problem at all? Are you noticing this? Because I noticed it. It's driving me fucking nuts.
I know you brought up you had a particular beef with the referees. I mean, I have a beef with the AEW referees in general, but I can't say that I noticed either of those two things. So I'll have to keep an eye on it from this point forward. But in general, they're either overacting or underacting, and it kind of fucking drives me nuts.
I mean, maybe I'm just used to it. I mean, WWE refs are kind of just in the background and just come over to tell them what the time is and count. But like, I'm so used to watching New Japan and stuff like that. And sure, the referees get involved in stuff, but usually they're standing far away from the action. So they're not in the way. And you get somebody like, I mean, I'm not picking on Aubrey Edwards, but she just so happened to be in the one in Yuka Sakazaki match where she's like on top of them with her hand in her face. And Yuka Sakazaki's trying to do these moves in the corner that are like multiple step moves. And she ends up pushing her out of the way, like moving her, not in a mean way, but you can tell she's like, I'm going to come this way, so you need to move. And then she does this fucking move. And
She's
with Tony
probably
Nese,
never seen people wrestle that fast, right?
Right. But I mean, even with Tony Nese was done in 15 seconds. Tony Nese was like, he ran into the one corner and runs across to the same corner, like the corner on the same side of the ring, opposite side of the ring, and does this like running thing that he did, running boot or whatever, and kills Danhausen. But the referee was like standing in his way, and he had to like push the referee out of the way, whoever the referee was at the time. I don't know, man. That's fucking obnoxious. And now that I've seen it, it's like I can't unsee it. Chris, thoughts?
Well, it seems, let's go into the realism or trying to make it look real, seem real. You're in the ring with two large individuals, be they male or female, supposedly skilled fighters in the ring, basically trying to knock or beat the other one into a position in which they can hold their shoulders to the mat for 3 seconds. You wouldn't want to be anywhere fucking near that, right? Like you don't want to be an inch from punches being thrown. Get the fuck out of there. And like you said, there is a lot of, they hover over, they're always in the frame.
They're always they're always really close to the action. They don't have to be because it's all choreographed.
Don't they take such pride in the group of producers that they have, like Arn Anderson and Dean Malenko and all these guys?
Who's a refman?
Who the fuck? I mean, it doesn't matter. I'm sure Dean Malenko started his career as a ref. I'm sure Arn Anderson worked as a ref at one point.
Well, they have
Sake the Nake was a fucking ref. Somebody should be telling them, don't do that.
He's back there with his fucking DMT shirt.
He's back there like this. My whole life is a lie.
Any final thoughts on anything? No.
There's your answer.
I got a box.
That's enough.
I want to unbox it.
Yeah, unbox.
Yeah. I don't have a blade though. I forgot to get one, and I don't feel like getting up right now. So I'm gonna rend this box asunder. Hopefully, I don't have to return it. I just want to show off what I got. That's the box opening. All right. For one, if you're listening at home, deal with it. If you're watching, I got
Oh, you dirty rotten bastard.
Safubi's from Junkyard Junk Shop Dog. This is, you can see
Very
it. Can you guys see it? Hold on.
I know what it is. Yeah, it's fantastic.
Can you
Brodini?
see it? That's Bruiser Brody. See if you can see it. Oh yeah, check that out.
Yeah, it looks
There it
great.
is. It's awesome, right? Hold on, I got another one.
Open it. Rip the box.
Fuck that.
Let that
They
fucker
make these.
breathe,
Hold on,
man.
they make these. His bubble boxes make it. He makes it so you don't have to tear it. You can just pull them apart. Plastic clips. Look at that one.
Yes. Yeah, they're really nice.
That's really cool, right?
Mm-hmm.
Stick
It's worth the
your
wait.
finger right through the back. Pull them out.
You see this? Look, that little plastic clips. You can pull the actually just
Okay.
slide, so you don't have to rip it. Which is a beaut. That's fucking smart as hell.
Well, let me tell you something, though. From a
Wow.
collector's point of view, he did one of the greatest things, which is the fucking card art rules.
Yeah, it looks.
You make
cool,
the
right?
card art cool. The whole thing becomes the collectible, not just the thing inside of it. You don't have to worry about taking it out. I mean, it's one of the only reasons I buy. You see the G.I. Joes behind me. They got badass. I can't remember the Hector Garrido who used to do G.I. Joe. They're knockoffs of Hector Garrido art. And this is the same way. It's fucking, the card art sells it.
It's pretty cool. He's got
Yeah, very cool.
I forget who he has. He's got a couple more coming out. I'll buy them. It's worth the money. He's an Australian-based artist. Does a good job. Sofubi's. They have a bunch of Sofubis. You go over there, they're fucking walls of different kinds of characters in these soft body, like they're made out of vinyl. Pretty cool.
So Sofubia. So you're talking about, and no, only you're going to get this, is the like the old school Ultraman figures. Yeah, that don't really move.
They're plastic vinyl. They're like they're hollow plastic mold. They don't really move, but they're designed so you can beat the shit out of them if you wanted to, like for kids to kick the crap out of them. But they don't really. They don't have any joints that move or anything. Just their arms.
Gotcha.
Just wanted to show those off. They're pretty cool.
Where are they going?
I'm jealous.
You know where they're going?
Oh, right in the trash can, throwing them out right now. No, we're working on our floors now, and it's kind of a headache. So I want to get some display cases. You know, those IKEA ones, the clear ones.
Yep.
I want to get some of those, put them up, because I got a bunch of shit I got to put up. You should see all the fucking crap. This is just stuff that I can't really see anything in my room, but there's the Akira box. I got some DVDs. I got some fucking baseball cards. I got all kinds of shit in this room that's just kind of laying around that I opened up, and I was like, hey, this is cool. Oh, I have no place to put it right now. Let me just leave it right here.
Your brother set quite the precedent here. It's going to be tough to top what's going on, Christopher.
I would not be able to. I don't have, although I do have bins and bins of toys if I wanted to put them up, but I don't think I have enough room or the patience to do it. Props to Chris.
Yeah. Well, I'm losing space.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm starting to look at like, okay, what, like, you know, I have Masters of the WWE on the Universe on my wall. I don't even know where to put them. I just got, you know, all kinds of shit. I did get this. Here, let me show you something. So
yeah, come on, show off one more. Then we'll get out of here.
let me see. Hold on. Give me one second.
There we go. We'll save it for the next episode. How's that?
No. Here we go.
All right.
So when we went to AEW, I had to purchase Surfer Sting. You guys saw it. Surfer Sting.
Micro Brawler.
Micro Brawler, who is, you know, relatively expensive. They opened a store. I guess he opened about 2 months ago in Collingswood, New Jersey, called Time Lapse, and he's got records, got, you know, all kinds of shit. And he had this thing.
Oh, cool.
Now, I, being a moderately skilled painter, am wondering if I want to try to fix that face makeup and those pants. I think I can do it,
Sure.
but I also don't want to ruin the toy. So,
Well, you're not going to resell it, right?
yeah. It's
I
just
get a bin
the
full of
skilled
old WWE toys downstairs. The only one I really want to hold on to is a Chris Benoit, because he's a murderer. There you go.
Oh God! Well, this shit happens with Kota Ibushi any longer. We may be looking at that with him if the problems he's having are mental issues. I hope it's not.
Yeah.
Do they have a little 6-inch tall Bowflex model you could get?
That'd be awesome.
It just comes with like heads, the broken neck bodies you can stick next to it. Dogs. Don't forget about the dogs. Did you ever see?
Did he kill the dogs?
No, he said make sure the dogs are outside and make sure to feed them or something like that in his suicide note.
Jesus Christ.
The dogs are in the yard or something. I know. R.I.P. Fuck you. You killed your family. There's no R.I.P.
Should have left the dogs in the house. It would have made the cleanup a whole lot easier.
There you go. No eyeballs. All right, let's get out of here.
Later.
On that note, thanks for joining us this week, and join us here every week at Wrestling is Hard. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at hard4wrestling. Subscribe, follow. Tell your friends. Brennan, Chris, I'm Jim, and we will be back here next week.